This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Hello everybody, how are you? David DeFranco here from daviddefranco.com. Now this is like my third or fourth attempt at making this video, including making one in the car. That was just a total suckfest. So I'm just going to get right into my list of 5 things that I personally, there I go, messing up already, personally believe that you need to know when joining or considering joining a YouTube network. So thing number 1, and I don't mean you, Dr. Seuss, that is, what is a network? Well, in my own personal opinion, I believe a network is an extended community with many, many opportunities, of which I'll touch upon very shortly. Thing number 2, and this is extremely important, you are signing a contract. Now, for those not aware, and I guess I should have said this in the beginning, I have been a full screen partner since April 1st of 2013. But regardless, the point I'm trying to say is, I have been a full screen partner for long enough, whereas I think it's possible to express my honest opinion and thoughts regarding my experience thus far. Alright, so there obviously are other networks to keep in mind, but I obviously personally believe full screen is the best as of right now. But there's Maker Studios, Machinima. Don't even bother with Machinima. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's a waste of time. In my personal experience, the pay sucks, the contract sucks. Just all around, it's not a good network to be a part of. Whereas full screen, they actually work with you, and that's actually thing number 5, but I don't want to spoil the video. So getting back on track, yes, thing number 2 is the fact that you will sign a contract. This is not rare, this is just a normal way of doing business. But it is important to keep in mind that durations of contracts can vary. For instance, I know people who are a part of full screen for only a year. Me personally, I'm part of full screen for 2 years. Other people could be part of full screen for maybe 6 months or as long as 5 years. The thing is, you can negotiate, so do not be afraid to speak up. After all, this is your channel, your content, so you obviously deserve to have a voice. And don't forget, because this is a contract, you need to read everything very carefully. You're essentially kind of handing your channel over. Alright, so obviously this isn't some evil way of saying that the network says that you can't upload videos of this, or you suddenly cannot upload videos of that. That is not what I'm trying to say, because trust me, that's not how it is. I'm just saying, in a way, you're handing over the keys to your house, otherwise known as your network, so you do want to read the contract very carefully. But still, with that said, if you are joining a reputable network like Fullscreen or Maker Studios, you probably have nothing to worry about. And finally, sign that contract with confidence. If you are not 100% certain about joining a network, then don't. At the end of the day, it is your choice. Never forget that. Okay, so moving on to thing number 3 of joining a YouTube network and things you need to know. Well, this one is all about revenue splits. Yes, joining a network means you will have to split your revenue. But then again, you already split your ad revenue with a little company called Google. So this shouldn't come as a shock to anyone. And of course, you can negotiate with your network manager. Believe me when I say that, you can negotiate. Now, obviously, I can't put out exact numbers, but let me just say this. After much back and forth, and I mean a lot of back and forth with my network manager and several people over at Fullscreen, they eventually agreed to cap me at a quota, meaning my monthly revenue on my 6-month average that I previously had with Google AdSense. So basically, if I don't make any more than that, set amount, Fullscreen takes 0% of that cut. So in other words, that 1 month that I finally reached that quota over, so-and-so amounts, then Fullscreen begins to take their cut. But as of right now, all the money I make is for me, and that's great. Obviously, Google's still getting a cut here and there. Well, that's how they stay in business, but that goes without saying. So again, keep that in mind. You can negotiate on different terms, especially when it involves your ad revenue. I mean, guys, I do this as part of my daily job. It might seem easy to some people, but believe me, putting out 5 videos a week, managing my own personal websites, managing projects for clients, all of that on a regular basis gets to me. So yeah, in other words, I do get pretty stressed here and there, but Fullscreen was nice enough to work with me regarding my revenue split, and that right there puts a lot of confidence in my mind. The 4th thing you should keep in mind when joining a YouTube network, and this is easily my favorite one of all, seriously, this is awesome, revenue opportunities. Like I just said in the thing number 3, this is my job. I mean, what I'm doing right now, I get paid for, and I'm incredibly thankful for that. So when I joined Fullscreen, one of the benefits that really stuck out to me are the guerrilla campaigns. That's just a fancy word for a video marketing campaign. Although that sounds kind of even fancier. But then again, there's really nothing fancy about guerrillas, so I don't even know why I used that word to begin with. But seriously, these are advertising campaigns where brands pay content creators like myself a small little premium of advertising revenue here and there to talk about, well, said brand in my videos. So that's probably what you've seen in the past when I talk about YouTube networks or YouTube channels. Those ads right there are made possible because of Fullscreen's guerrilla campaigns. Now, with that said, I do advertise with other brands outside of Fullscreen, so it is up to me still to find new advertising revenue opportunities, to keep myself in business. But still, it goes both ways. Fullscreen, in a way, just makes it much easier for you, the content creator, and they email you on a regular basis with new opportunities, especially with the upcoming holidays. Right now is the time to kill it with content. Now, another huge thing that Fullscreen has introduced me to are pre-roll ads. You guys have said in the past that you actually don't mind seeing me in actual pre-roll ads on YouTube on my own videos. That right there is value. And Fullscreen is awesome enough to have these opportunities available to content creators like myself and you watching this video right now. Now, granted, I could probably get away with this by contacting larger brands and saying, hey, I want to be in a pre-roll, but honestly, I'm not really sure how to go about that at this point in my life, but it's something I'm willing to learn. But on the other hand, Fullscreen has it right there, and now and then they do email me with advertising opportunities regarding pre-rolls. Now, with that said, you have to keep this in mind. Obviously, these advertising opportunities, they do vary per network. Now, obviously, like I said, I'm part of Fullscreen, so everything I'm saying in this video pertains directly to Fullscreen. But Maker Studios could have something very similar. I just don't really know anything about Maker. And obviously, the advertising opportunities do not stop there. Sometimes you will get a personal ad offer from your Fullscreen manager or Fullscreen partner, or even somebody like myself, another YouTube content creator who wants to collaborate with you, which of course turns into ad revenue, which makes you, the content creator, happy, and obviously the viewers happy in return because you're creating fresh, original content. But still, with that said, money is not a driving factor for what I do on YouTube. I mean, I do create videos because I love video in general. I have been creating videos since before even YouTube even existed. I mean, go back to my days of The Ducks Are Coming. That was made with my first camcorder ever. Made by JVC? Yeah, JVC. I forget the exact model number. But anyway, that's just my way of saying the money is nice. It's a huge, huge benefit, but I don't do it for the money. But then again, if I did have a real job outside of the house, I wouldn't be able to make 5 videos a week for you guys. So it definitely balances out for everyone. And now finally, thing number 5, and this is especially important to keep in mind, these networks are willing to work with you. Because don't forget, you are their client, and they want to make you happy. Because if you're not happy, then you're probably going to tell your viewers, yeah, I'm not happy with, Network A or Network B. And then that obviously leads to Network A or Network B being upset because they're getting negative PR. So my point is, these networks are willing to work with you, and Fullscreen is proof of that. Now, I gotta say, honestly, I was a bit worried back in April when my ad revenue took a big drop. One, because it was tax season. I owed a bunch of money to the state because I made more money than I did the previous year, which is a good thing. But that obviously turned into my having to pay even more money to the state, which kind of led to mild depression. I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna come up with this money? But you know me, I work extra hard at what I do. I found ways to make that money. And well, honestly, I'm still paying that money. Life is not cheap, especially when you do what you love for a living. Anyway, getting back on track, April was a tough month for me. Now, was it Fullscreen's fault? No, I just happened to join Fullscreen in that same month on April 1st. So I thought, wow, is it really this bad? But no, it wasn't. I have talked to other YouTubers. That's just how it is. Ad revenue took a huge dip for many YouTubers, not just myself. And unfortunately, that's something we have to deal with on a somewhat regular basis. It just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So that's why it's very important to not only rely on YouTube for your revenue. And that right there is exactly why I do graphic design, web design, affiliate marketing, as well as other things. But still, the point is I went to Fullscreen, I went to their partner manager, I went to several people over at Fullscreen, and they helped me. Like I said earlier in this video, they were nice enough to give me a quota, which gave me a nice peace of mind. And that right there, in addition to thing number 4 regarding extra advertising opportunities, otherwise known as revenue, is huge. Especially for someone like myself where money is very important, that I keep making enough to pay rent, to pay my bills, and well, just live life. Oh, and yes, I cannot forget to mention this. This is actually really cool. Whether it's Fullscreen, Machinima, Maker Studios, whatever. Well, I know Fullscreen has this, but most networks probably have a private community in terms of a forum. This is especially great if you're looking for help from other fellow YouTubers, or even if you're looking to form collabs with other YouTubers. Now, I have yet to participate in any collabs, but that's something I'm still exploring. But the point is, Fullscreen does have a private community forum of which you can just go in there, post, you can introduce yourself, you can even promote your content. I mean, in my eyes, that's nothing but good. There are so many opportunities worth exploring, and the forums, that's just one of many. Okay, so this video feels like it was all over the place, and for some reason, it's a very tough topic to talk about. Maybe because it's such a large topic and you can view it from all these different perspectives. But again, disclaimer, I have been a Fullscreen partner since April, so this is my personal opinion on Fullscreen and YouTube networks in general. But anyway, with that said, I am very happy with Fullscreen, and I'll be with them for at least another year, so it's a long time coming. And now finally, to wrap up this video, if you guys are interested in joining Fullscreen, check out my link right below. And of course, as always, if you ever have any questions regarding YouTube networks or whatever in general, you are always free to email me over at daviddefranco.com/contact. Now guys, I think I'm just going to wrap up this video right here. I don't want to overtalk myself. I've already had to press record 3 times because I've done so many different takes and so many cuts. But that's one of the things you have to deal with when doing a video as serious as this. By serious, I just mean involved. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for your continued support, and I will see you in my next video. Peace. Also, I apologize if that was a little distracting. I don't think I'm doing that ever again.
Squarespace, hands down, is my preferred web design and development platform of choice. With features like beautiful templates, built-in site analytics, scaled hosting, and even the ability for complete customization, Squarespace just works, and I love it for that. To get started right away, sign up for a 14-day free trial using the link below. A credit card is not required. And finally, email me over at daviddefranco.com/contact with a link to your Squarespace project. And just maybe I'll share it with my viewers in a future video.